Hi, it's Mare. Just sharing my latest journal with you. It will be up in my Etsy shop, which is Lilac Pages. It is a grungy, rusty, we've got a lot of rusty elements with some lace, very vintage, a lot of snippets on there. It's a chunky one too. Look at that. It's 51 pages, so it's over 100 front to back. Like I said, I've done some rusty elements, and I just love the metal and rusty with vintage laces. I've got new and vintage elements throughout the whole book. Some Tim Holtz pictures, some vintage buttons, antique key. The closure is a rusty clip, and I've got some charms on it. There's a little film reel, remember the moments, little hanging metal piece and a safety pin, little charm here, and a little dangle at the end. Definitely does not lay perfectly flat. I like it sitting up like this. It does open fairly well for having so many pages, but I do include a little writing board for assistance in journaling. It's a little one of the Tim Holtz little photo booth images, little passport booklet. Fits in this little pocket here. This picture, let me get in frame better. This picture is open here, so you can slide in your own photo, but it is glued down to the page. There we go. Little journaling definition card that's curling up, and I left it like that. I really like the look of it. Little vintage ticket here on the side. Index card and a journaling card. A little collage pocket. Tim Holtz paper doll. Vintage lace. Little tag. One of Tim Holtz baseboard paper dolls. A little thicker on the side, and Tim Holtz wings. I did put a little backing on it, so on a flat surface it does stand up. I made a little extra pocket in there for it. Old Design Shop digital, parchment on parchment paper, glassine bag with some writing paper, some old photos that I have. I made copies of those. Little tuck spot with a journaling card, and that flips up. An old photo that I own and purchased online. Little vintage lace, made a hat. Here's a little Tim Holtz flash card and film strip. Little quote sheet from Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet. Paper dolls from Tim Holtz with a little tuck spot. Vintage copy of a vintage receipt I have. Vintage bingo card. And I just put a vintage receipt or a little check thing on the back for the lines. Terry wood fold out. Opens up. Little tag I made. This is a vintage book page from a Hidden Treasures book. That flips up. And that as well with a little glassine bag and a tag. Little check receipt gifted to me. Little pocket with some journaling cards on it. Put some lines, did some stamping. Copy of another vintage receipt I have here on parchment. I did on the thicker pages, I made sure the spine was extra reinforced. Like this page, it's a little bit heavier. Some vintage music paper, made a little pocket, a little ephemera there, some gesso, and you can write on that. This just reminded me of a little whimsical family little house. There's a little card here. I did rust a little vintage slide. There's glass in there. And made a little card on the back. Here's some lines, and it just tucks behind the little house roof, and then under that holds it in a little bit. Glassine bag, Little mini glassine bag here. Some collaging, vintage lace, ledger paper. Made a tag. Here's some collaging, little tuck spot here. Oh, I did put a back on it as well. Stick it under there. There we go. This page has a window in between. Some copies of some vintage photos. And this idea I learned and inspired from Lori Marie Jenkins. You can find her on YouTube. She's a mixed media artist. And that way there's a window for this picture. And over here there'd be a window for that picture. A little area for some journaling. There's a little writing board. I just stuck it in between there, but you can have it separate. Little tuck spot, journaling card. Some more rusty elements here. Some more collage work. Copy of a vintage receipt. Note sheets that I make on parchment and coffee dyed. Avocado paper. Avocado dyed paper. Old book page. Photograph area. Little tuck spot here. Tim Holtz dolls. Parchment. Book definition tag, and I put a little book charm on there. If you open it up, there's little pages in there. Little collage pocket. Some more copies of vintage receipt, a postcard on some vintage paper, copies of it. These are original little railroad receipts. In that pocket, the note paper. This little tuck spot up here with a little journaling card. This too was inspired by Lori Marie Jenkins as well. Little hearts and little tuck spots behind each side. I included a few little tags. And there's a little tag dangling off the bottom of that heart. Tuck spot, there's a vintage postcard. I made a little pocket in the back. Copy of a vintage receipt, some stamping, little altered paper clip. These little envelopes have the inserts do come out and open. Need a little booklet here. Oops. There we go. It's watercolor paper, so it's got that really nice texture. A little belly band. Tim Holtz photo booth. I just tucked it there and there. Little booklet, gesso, parchment paper, watercolor paper, gesso on the opposite sides, parchment paper, file folder section, little journaling and some coffee dyed design paper, little tag, collaging, vintage buttons. This is from an old ledger that I have. Vintage flashcard. Yep, let me stick that back in there. I believe this one is from Deborah Paper Designs on Etsy. Oops, I'm using that. There's a little heart I made with some vintage snippets, vintage lace snippets. Put a back on it. That does flip up for some journaling space. And that picture, it's just a copy of a vintage photo. And that can be tucked in here and replaced. Some computer paper. I just made a few tuck spots here and here. Some hand stitching and some collage work here. Ephemera and a tag here. Another quote, this one is Wuthering Heights. Avocado paper, some old railroad ledger paper, little seed pack, and this picture does pull out if you want to replace it. Little journaling card, I need the envelope, it's got a little sheen on here, you can catch it, and I did line it, the entire thing. Love that aqua colors. This inspired by Patricia Veramontes. She makes the little book page pockets. And I just put a little library card holder up there. A little envelope in the middle section. Put a guest check there. This here's just a little tag from Creative Cafe on Etsy. Thank you, Susie. Little pocket here from file folders, some collage work. This flips up, and it's a pocket there. Some more parchment paper, another booklet thing. Here's a tuck spot. I'll put something there. Old ledger paper. I made a little area here for journaling. Parchment paper, watercolor paper, gesso. A little paper booklet here. Coffee dyed library card as well in this little pocket. Here's a little flip up. Area for a picture, I thought would look really good there. Parchment, copy of a receipt, ledger. In the back is a bookmark that I made with some lines in the back. Journaling card, little collage and hand stitching. The clip in the very back. Thanks for watching. If you will, please subscribe and like this video. And my Etsy is Lilac Pages, and I will have the link in the description box. Thanks for watching.